Welcome back. Today we're going on location because this episode is about places that inspire us. And we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. I've had the opportunity to travel around the world a little bit and see some amazing things. Some things built by man, some not, and some that have a mix of both. And let's start with one that's in that last category. And if you ask me to tell you my first sort of inspirational place that I can remember, I would have to say it was Mystic Seaport, Connecticut. I was 4 or 5 years old at the time, not really sure why we had gone there, but there's this image that stayed with me my whole life. Misty morning, blurring the image of tall masts of these sailing ships, the sound of water lapping against the hull, and that not good, not bad smell of ocean. And that image has stayed with me and has always been a source of inspiration for calm and tranquility. And keeping on the nautical theme, I've had a couple of opportunities to spend some time at sea. And one that sticks with me was on my third class midshipman cruise on board the USS Eisenhower in the Mediterranean. First night on the ship, out exploring, or actually probably lost, being honest. And I've happened out onto the flight deck, which was completely dark. And my first inclination was to look out at the horizon to see if I could see any lights. And I wish I had a camera with me at the time, but I'm not really sure it would have captured what I saw next, because I looked up and I had one of those wow moments. Now, I've been in some dark places and looked up at the sky, but never have I seen so many stars and almost a color to the blackness. It really gave me an appreciation for why we sometimes call it the heavens. And staying in that part of the world, let's talk about a few man-made places. The first is Malta. Now, I've pulled into a couple of different ports in my day, but I remember that morning pulling into the port of Malta and seeing the enormity of those ancient ruins and looking at them and knowing that people built that. And it's that kind of awe and inspirational feeling you get when you see pyramids or skyscrapers or these other amazing man-made things. In Barcelona, Spain, I had a chance to visit a cathedral called La Sagrada Familia. Now, cathedrals, churches, holy places probably are just inspirational by their very nature. But that place, there was so much in every sort of eye fill that you took in, so much detail, almost too much for your brain to process. Now let's move on to a couple of natural places of inspiration. I'll start with Hawaii. Now, the island of Hawaii has got no shortage of inspirational places. But for me, early one morning, hiked out to the rim of the crater and got to see that liquid orange fire of an active volcano. And then going to maybe the other extreme, let's go up to Alaska and looking at a glacier. Now, to me, there's sort of two dimensions of the inspiration piece of a glacier. There's that far away part, which you just sort of take in the vastness of the whole thing. And then there's that up close part of seeing that almost indescribable blue color. And maybe even a third dimension, the taste dimension. I could go on and on because there's so many more. The world is full of inspirational places. Some that are built and some that are created. Some that inspire calm and others that inspire awe. Some that cause us to reflect and others that refresh our perspective. And here's the key takeaway. You don't have to travel around the world to find these places. Sometimes you just have to stop and look up. That's all for now. We'll see you on the next episode of What Inspires Us.